There we go. Lovely. Okay, so Christmas strategies. And you know what? Just before I jumped on here, I had to Google how to
I
spell
don't know.
strategy. Can you see it? Yep. I had to Google how to spell strategy. For some reason, it just doesn't look right, but I think it is. So we'll go with it, okay? So Christmas strategies. I've got seven
Is
Christmas.
is IES when it's got an S on the
Oh,
end?
is it? Oh, well, don't
Yeah.
matter.
There
The
you
first
go.
part is right without the S. We'll pretend it didn't happen. Okay, so 7 methods to success for the Christmas period. Now, nothing crazy, but there are things that we want to think about. So I would have mentioned to all of you in your check-ins not to eat like an asshole over Christmas, and that is the one thing that I ask. Unless we are happy to eat like an asshole, that is the main thing. If we are happy with our actions and our approach towards Christmas, I am happy for you to eat like that because you are okay in that situation. But obviously, it does mean come January, we just might have to tighten things up a little bit. Second one, pick your high days / maintenance days, increase expenditure, hunger cues, fuel for performance. What if you couldn't diet in January, and things to factor in? So we are going to jump straight into number 1, don't eat like an asshole. So it is just about remembering, how do you want to enter January? Do you want to enter January regretting your decisions, or are you content entering January with the decisions you made? And only you know that. If you are happy, as I said, to not think about anything, I am happy for you to be like that, but you just have to remember you need to be okay with those decisions. So check in tomorrow, today, just let me know what approach you want to take, and I am on board with that, because I don't want you to regret Christmas, but equally I want you to feel okay with your decisions in January. Any questions about don't eating like an arsehole?
Can we have like 1 day or 2 days where we can eat like an arsehole and then the rest is okay? Because like Christmas Day and Boxing Day, that's my days where I just want to do what I want. I'm not going to go mad because I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I feel sick. But I want to be able to have the luxury of going, oh yeah, I'll have that, without thinking, oh shit, I need to. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Christmas Day, as I said before, don't track. It is your family day. Boxing Day or Christmas Eve, whichever is your most family day, those 2 days of Christmas, that is fine. I am happy for you to not track. I'm not tracking. In all honesty, I probably won't track for 2 days over Christmas, just because memories mean more than calories, a couple of days. What we don't want to do is to spend this next 7 days eating like an absolute monster. And that's what we're trying to avoid, which are the techniques I'm going to show you in the next few slides. The key things to remember is just listen to your hunger cues. Now, we all know when we have that bursting feeling we can't move, that's when we want to stop eating, and that's when we know we shouldn't be reaching for, I don't know, a box of Maltesers or another 5 roasties. That's what we want to try and avoid. But if we are eating to, oh, I'm full now, that is fine. Okay. So only you know whether you've eaten too much. Think of me on your shoulder. That's what we want to kind of do. Yeah, does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. Karen, I see you raised your hand.
Yeah. I was okay last year when obviously I was in fat loss phase, and I don't want to eat like an arsehole. But how do you go about it for like maybe people who are in the same position as me, where we're in like an improvement season, so we're in higher calories anyway, but we may not be training as much over that Christmas period, just because like hopefully, dreaded news tomorrow or whenever it is this week, but I'll be away. So it's just, I don't want to eat like an arsehole. But last year I felt a lot easier because I was in a fat loss phase, so felt more in control than necessarily this year. And I think the thing that worries me most is I'll be drinking more, so it's making sure you have that balance, but still.
Yeah, so full transparency, it is a lot easier to diet than it is to kind of eat maintenance / muscle build, just because we don't have that same level of restriction as what we would if we were eating less calories. However, to keep that balance, drink water in between your drinks, simple one. Keep moving. Family day, Christmas walk, family day, walk on Boxing Day. So important, just because it's going to help regulate everything around the body. and it's going to make us lose that stodgy feeling as well. You know, we want to have a bit of downtime over Christmas. We want to be able to rest, recover, mindset release, you know, have those couple of days away from trekking without eating like a pig. But it's just about moving your body that a little bit more where we can. If we can't, it's about accepting that we can't and just knowing that you've made all the best decisions you possibly can going into the new year. Okay, you know, dieting is not for life. Dieting is for a certain phase. Muscle building is for a certain phase, and it's just about remembering that you do have a luxury to eat a bit more, so move a bit more if we can. That's it, really. Any other questions?
No, that's it from me. Thank you.
Awesome, lovely. So the next one brings me on to calories, high days and low days. So pick your high days. Have a look at your calendar. Aside from Christmas Day, and aside from, say, New Year's Eve, what is your normal family Christmas? Now, I know a lot of people might have a Chinese Christmas Eve. They might do a big buffet Boxing Day. So this is what I want you to think about now with your pen and paper. Write down all your normal family occasions, because it's easy to forget, but we know they tend to happen each year. And we want to think about, right, aside from Christmas Day and New Year's Day or whatever that is, what are my high days? And then it's thinking, okay, Monday, Tuesday this week, I have no Christmas plans, you know, no pub days, nothing. I don't really need to be eating as much as what I normally do. Can I eat a little bit less? That way then it kind of balances out those other days. As I said, don't track Christmas Day and whatever other family day you have. But if you have anything else, think about it, write it down, and then focus on eating a little bit less on those other days. Because in reality, you know, we're not going to need those extra calories on the days that we're not doing much, because we're going to make up for on the weekend for Christmas. So for me this week, I know I don't need to be eating crazy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But Friday, I'm heading down to West Wales, so I'll be with my partner, we'll probably have a little drink, and then Christmas Day will be another high day for me. Boxing Day, not so much, because we'll be traveling home. But I know those 2 days are going to be a bit higher, so I know I need to move a bit more and maybe eat a little bit less throughout the week. So think about that for yourself. It is okay to eat a little bit lower than normal. You know, our hunger levels are probably a little bit all over the place at the moment because of everything that's going on. But think, right, I'm in the office on Monday. Do I really need to be grazing all day on this beige buffet, which is just Greggs sausage rolls, which, you know, are probably disgusting? Probably not. So ask yourself, what are your high days and low days over Christmas? Okay, I'll just give you 30 seconds to write that down. I'm just going to put that on the clock or type it into your notebook. Off you go. Okay, 15 seconds. Okay, and stop there. Anyone want to ask me anything about your high day and low days? You will feel quite confident about it? Good. Awesome. Next slide. So going back to what I just said, Karen, increase your movement. You know, hopefully some of us have a couple of days off over Christmas. Just move a little bit more. As I said, take the family out as part of your walk. Hopefully it's going to be dry the next few days. Even if you're doing 1,000, 2,000 to 3,000 extra steps per day, those extra steps will mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, you know, over the course of the week when we are eating that bit more. When we don't move after we've eaten big meals, as I said, our body digests it a lot slower. And that's why we tend to feel a lot more sluggish, maybe a bit bloated. So the more we can move over this next week and a half, the better it will be for your body. You know, you're going to feel less bloated, less sluggish, you're going to have more energy about you. And, you know, we're not going to be dreading jumping on that scales. Not that any of us should be, because as I said, we want to make some memories over Christmas, but it's just going to help keep you moving and keep things, you know, internally moving along as well. Anyone worried about not being able to get any steps in over Christmas?
Are we getting the steps, Emma? Are we getting the steps in on like Boxing Day or over the days we're not tracking or?
Yeah, so what you want to move as much as possible on Christmas Day. Now, I'm not saying you need to go on a 10K walk, but you want to be moving after that big meal. Just because, as I said, if we're going to sit down for the rest of the evening after your main dinner, you're probably going to feel very thick. And you know, things aren't going to move that fast. So we want to make sure even if it's a 10-minute walk, try and go on a bit of a walk after your food, whether it's an hour after your food, just to get things moving, and move, you know, plan ahead for the start of the week. If we know we're not going to be doing much movement on Christmas Day, try and get a few more steps in at the start of the week. Again, just to kind of balance things out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to struggle on the 2 days I've got traveling. Just
Yeah.
they're the only 2 days that'll worry me, because the rest I'll have them. But it's just I know I won't make that time back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So front load at the start of the week if we can, you know, maybe go on one extra walk at the start of the week just to kind of balance things out for the end of the week.
Amazing, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on steps? No? Fantastic. Okay, next one, hunger signals. Now, hunger signals is a difficult one because I don't know about you, but when I find I eat high calorie food, I'm hungry an hour later. And that's because our body will use it very fast because they are fast carbs. Our body will use it immediately, meaning our hunger will happen a lot faster. I don't know whether you've ever like inhaled a McDonald's, an hour later, you cough and you're hungry again. So it's very similar over Christmas. So we just want to listen to those hunger signals. You know, when we're finishing our Christmas dinner, yes, we're going to want dessert, have your dessert. And then it's a case of, right, how full am I? And as I said, we don't want to be bursting at the seams because it is really uncomfortable. I don't know about you, but I've had previous Christmases where I've had to lie down for half an hour because I physically can't move. It's not great. And, you know, it doesn't make you feel great either. So just focusing on, right, how hungry am I? Still, when you're looking at your plate over Christmas, you know, doesn't matter what day it is that plate, you know, in proportion to you? So we don't want to be doing this, piling everything on top. I'm guilty of doing it over the Christmas period as well. You still want to portion out your plate around Christmas. So think of, you know, a good portion of your plate being your veggies, quarter protein and quarter carbs. And we still want to kind of focus on that. If we're focusing on portioning our plate correctly, we should be eating to hunger levels, not to greed or glutton, shall we say. Drink plenty of water, as I always say, because quite often we will think we're hungry when in actual fact we're dehydrated. If we're having a few drinks over Christmas as well, those drinks are going to make us dehydrated. So it's so important to get your water in between your drinks as well, okay? Your hunger signals, now moving forward out of Christmas, is something we want to continuously practice anyway. So a good way to practice you know, eating to satiety rather than to greed is eating your meal, having a couple of bites, and then putting the fork down. Now, I know that sometimes this can be hard, but by putting the fork down and just giving yourself 5 to 10 seconds just to kind of digest the food and then go again, that is going to help you eat mindfully as well. Any questions about hunger signals or eating mindfully? We're good? Fabulous. Fuel for performance. Now, Kat, I know you already just mentioned you might find it hard, you know, to train over Christmas. I don't expect any of you to train over Christmas. If you want to train, train. You know, if you're anything like me, I train for mental health as well. So it's not just about getting in the gym and, you know, lifting muscles to look good. It's about me feeling good as well. Now, if you can't get to the gym that week, don't worry. You're going to be holding that fuel, that's what food is, fuel in your system for a few days. So when you can get to the gym or when you can do your runs or any of your training, really push hard because you're going to have all that extra energy in you, which is going to be stored, and we can use that to lift heavier. And that is where we make progress. That is where we, you know, reach those high numbers in weights or run a bit further or run a bit faster. So really use it for performance, okay? We can have a lot of carbs, a lot of chocolate, put it to good use. Any questions around training? Alternatively, if you really want to train, you know, normally and consistently over Christmas, again, just front load it. My gym is closed, I think it's like 2.5 days over Christmas. So I'm gonna get my bulk of my training at the start of the week, just so I know you know, I've done that and I'm gonna feel good about that as well. Yeah, Leanne, got a question?
Yeah, I'm doing that. So I've already got my 4 days planned, so Monday to Thursday. Just then I know I've got it done, and it's like I'm working towards Christmas. For me, that works. So
perfect, amazing. Where are we next? Okay, last but one, a good question. Now, what if the option to diet in January was not available? What if the actions that you took over Christmas was final, that was it? And whatever we did in Christmas, December month, that was how we looked in January and stayed like that in January. Would you act a little bit differently? that is the question I want you to think about. Anyone want care to say whether they would act a little bit differently if the option to diet in January wasn't available?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Especially because my dress is coming in February. I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna be a bit more restrictive, I suppose.
Yeah, so maybe not restrictive, but mindful.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, mindful
Yeah.
of your decisions. As I said, we want to enjoy it, but we don't want to regret our decisions come January.
Mhm.
Anyone else care to share, their thoughts on that? Leanne?
Just thinking, reality is quite uncertain, it's actually quite realistic. Well, what with COVID, any of us can be locked down later. So I do think I'll certainly be fine. Who knows what January, whether we'll be able to get to the gym or go out. So I think it's a really good point.
Awesome. I'm glad you agree. Thank you. Anyone else? We all good. Fabulous. Okay, so we've got one more slide covering 3 different points. Now, things to factor in. Your weight will fluctuate over Christmas, and be okay with that. Anywhere between nothing to 2 kilos, we would expect to happen. I've had 2 high days of calories, Friday and Saturday, because I had 2 NTRAC meals. My weight shot up 2 kilos this morning, which is to be expected. Tomorrow, I'll probably poop that out. So, it's all relative. Your weight will fluctuate, and just be okay, that's going to happen. Now, Christmas being on Saturday, we then have Boxing Day, Sunday. Some of you will be checking in on Sunday, some on Monday. Now, I just want to give you the option to check in or not check in. Now, I'm there 100% for the accountability. I don't want you to avoid checking because you're scared. It'll be more of a case of you're being in the moment and you don't want to get up and take your pictures in your underwear first thing in the morning. Now, I'm happy for you to kind of just check in and have a WhatsApp message with me. Just let me know how you're feeling, how you're doing, whether you've been mindful. Alternatively, if you need the full-on support, I'll be there waiting for your check-in. So just be okay with the fact that your weight might go up on that Sunday and that Monday. Second one, if you don't want to follow kind of like the structured advice that I've given tonight, being mindful, getting a few more steps in, listening to your hunger cues, it's again, it's being okay with the fact that you will put on weight over Christmas if we're just kind of going all in. And as I said, I'm happy for you to do that as long as you are happy for you to do that. If you're making memories and you really just enjoy this Christmas with your family because maybe we didn't have a great one last year, I'm cool with that. Okay, but I need you to be cool with that as well. And then lastly, communication. I'm here for support. I didn't expect a message off you on Christmas Day or anything like that, but I am here. I am still working. I am still here for your check-ins, whether that's a full check-in or a WhatsApp check-in. I don't mind, but just know I don't want you to go unheard. If you're struggling and we need to jump on a call next week, let me know. I will be doing a goal setting call the first Monday of January anyway, a little bit different to last year's one, but we've got that in place. And just have a good time. Have fun, make memories. Just don't be an arsehole with food, unless you want to be, that's fine. And just reach out if you need that support. Any questions on anything I've just said on that last slide? Cool. So, question, have we all decided what days are going to be our high days? Let's do a little round table. So, Nick, I can see you first. Do you know what days are going to be your high days?
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve and Boxing Day because it's his family and then my family. So
cool. And obviously Christmas Day. Yeah, cool, lovely. So how are you going to address the week? What sort of like method are you going to approach using it?
Well, we went food shopping earlier, and I've got, because I'm home now as well, which is like makes it even more worse because I'm just sat here like a lemon. So I've bought stuff that is high filling, below calories, so like a lot of salads, some snacks, like it's probably not that great, but it works for me, like how do you say it, charcuterie board or something, when you've got like the meats and stuff, so I can snack on them and then they keep me fuller for longer. But on the plus side, I can take the dog for longer walks now, so I'm gonna try and do it that way.
Good, front load those steps. And is the dog okay now?
Yeah, he's on and off. He's like he likes to see things he shouldn't do.
Oh, lovely.
So, a bit like me, like
love it. Awesome. Leanne, next, do you know what your high days are and what your plan is over Christmas?
Yeah, so we've got people over on Thursday, the 23rd. So my plan, pretty much business as usual, Monday to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Got my meals planned, so I'm hoping not to go off track too much. Then see if I can stay as focused as possible on Christmas Eve to allow myself Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
Lovely.
And my head, I'm thinking I'm probably going to be too, because I don't like that really full feeling either.
Mhm.
And Boxing Day, it might be that I'm probably all fooded out. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll see. Who knows?
Awesome.
And my other is not to fill my plate up too much, because actually I find it's better when I can pick it a few little bits rather than pick and then have a massive meal as well. I'd rather enjoy the freedom of eating a couple of chocolates.
Yeah, lovely. Awesome. Thank you. Karen, what about yourself?
Training in early this week.
Mhm.
I should all be done by Thursday before I travel. Friday would be a high day, but because I'm traveling, I'll only have a short period to eat. So that will include a Chinese, probably Christmas Eve night. But like I say, I'll have something light in the car, and that'll probably be my day. Christmas Day, big family days, hopefully. Well, if he looks, 27th has a normal day,
Mhm.
will be the travel day if he
Yeah.
brings it early. If not, the 28th is travel day, and then it will be back to normal.
Awesome. Lovely. Thank you, Karen. Danielle, what about yourself?
Wednesday is probably going to be a little bit of not a bad day, but a higher calorie food day. It's my mum's birthday, but she's not always in work at this period, but she's actually got some time off. So I think we're going to go out for lunch, so it can be kind of tracked.
Nice.
And then Christmas Eve, we always have a Chinese, but I'm going to try and not be a pig really, and just have like a normal amount. And then obviously Christmas Day.
Awesome. Hayley, what about yourself?
I'm pretty much normal to like Monday to Thursday,
Mhm.
and then it'll be Christmas Day, Boxing Day. I'm out for a meal on Boxing Day, so
Nice.
and then
Awesome.
Tuesday I am out for a meal as well, so I'll just track that in.
Lovely. Thank you. And say, I know you said you have high days, Christmas Day and New Year's Eve. Our call must probably be where my calories come from. I can walk the dogs now, so lots of extra steps in. Awesome. Fantastic. Now, just remember, guys, Christmas, we don't need to be restrictive. A lot of people think they need to restrict for a certain amount of days over Christmas because it's going to fuck them up. But in reality, Christmas is maximum 10 days when you add them all up of higher calorie things. It's the other 51 weeks of the year that we need to be majorly focused about. Okay. So don't think you can't eat something because, we've had this chat and you need to be mindful. If you want to eat it, bloody eat it. Okay. But just be okay with that. You're eating it. And just know you're making memories with the family. Christmas shouldn't mess us up. Okay. We've done all the hard work throughout the year. It is a bit of time for downtime. We've picked our high days. We picked the days that we're front loading, the days that we're getting steps in. Now just go and enjoy it. Okay. Amazing. Any questions that you want to ask? You're good. Fantastic. Lovely. Well, as I said, feel free to WhatsApp check in with me next week or full check in with me via the form. I'm cool with whatever, and just know I'm on hand for support the week after Christmas if you need a phone call. Amazing. Have a lovely Christmas week. I'm sure I'm going to speak to more of you throughout the week anyway, but I'll speak to you later. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Em.
Bye, thank you. Have a good Christmas.
And you. Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.